لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصالحين وقال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى أو كما قال مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. My respected and honorable listeners in Islam, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as He ought to be praised, and we send durood and salam upon our beloved Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who strove relentlessly without any hesitance, with full conviction in his message to extract mankind from darkness and bring them into light, to place mankind on a pedestal of being the most noblest of creation, and to explain to the entire mankind what the process was going to be. The objective of this talk is that first may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide the speaker and all those listeners, and we must impress, we are speaking about those listeners who are sincerely hunting for the truth in these turmoil times. One cannot blame the public at large, the layman, for being somewhat confused as where do they stand with regards to the Dini affairs, the Dini inclinations, where and whom do they support in these very, very critical times that we find ourselves, which has been termed in the hadith of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to be Akhirul Zaman. Before we go forward and explain what guidance is going to be all about, it is an established fact in the history of this ummah that the source of guidance will always be only four. The first of the four is the Quran Kareem. If any issue is not found with clarity in the Quran Kareem, then the ulama have and the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhu has identified the second source, and that is the Sunnah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Perhaps there was some issue that took place after the passing away of the Sahaba, Tabi'in, Tabi'in. Then we came to a stage where the Ummah decided we will now consider ijma, what is known as consensus. And the last one, if in the event we don't find anything in either the Quran Kareem, the Sunnah or ijma, then we are going to resort to qiyas and the logical reasoning. So thus the entire talk is inshallah going to be based on these four sources. Islam is a deen that has survived major onslaughts and overcome the most horrible schemes of its enemies, whose only one aim was يُرِيدُونَ أَن يُطْفِئُوا نُورَ اللَّهِ بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ. They seek to extinguish the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with their speech, with their articles, with their ways, their mannerism, etc. But Allah ta'ala denies them that luxury of ever being successful. My respected friends, brothers, sisters in Islam, understand well, each and every one of us, wherever we may be, in whichever country we may be, whichever race we may belong to, whichever whatever our status is in society, whether it's a professional, whether it is an alim, whether it is a layman, all of us are at a point in time where we are going to have to make choices. No one can sit forever on a fence, look towards the left, and when it suits him, he says, well, this is what I think is right. And then he looks towards the right and he says, well, this looks more right because there are more people on this side here. مُذَبْذَبِينَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ لَا إِلَىٰ هَؤُلَاءِ وَلَا إِلَىٰ هَؤُلَاءِ. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to munafiqeen? It was a special trait in them that they would be fence sitters. When things would suit them, they would adopt one particular angle or dimension, adopt that dimension which suited their nafs and their worldly interest. And when it wouldn't suit them, then they would turn to another direction and try and find something that would suit them. In today's terms, we call it fatwa shopping. The Mufti that is going to give you a fatwa which suits your situation. You run from Mufti to Mufti, organization to organization, trying to squeeze a fatwa that would suit our desires and our circumstances, and understand, well, this is a major threat to our iman. Says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran Kareem, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu dukhulu fis silmi kaffa wa la tattabi'u khutuwati shaytan innahu lakum aduwwun mubin. O believers, enter into Islam fully, completely, mind, soul, body. Enter into Islam completely. When you are doing a business, let it not be that you say, I am a businessman first, then a Muslim. Let it not be said that I am a politician first, then I am a Muslim. Let it not be said first that I am a scientist or researcher, then I am a Muslim. A Muslim will always be first. First we will be Muslims, then we will be politicians. First we will be Muslims, then thereafter we will be businessmen. First we will be Muslims, thereafter we will be scientists and researchers, etc. Islam will be first and foremost. Islam will be the last of our temporary existence in the dunya. When the janazah is recited, and when we are laid to rest in the qabr until the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, the last words that will be uttered by the people, by the persons who have entered into the grave, in order to deposit us in the grave, in the darkness of the grave, the last word will be Bismillahi wa ala millati Rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We leave you here on the religion of Islam, on the millah of Islam, and on the millah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No one says, I leave you here, you have a PhD and you have a master's and you are a politician and you are a minister and you are an advisor to a minister and you are this post, so I leave you here. Each and everyone, irrespective of how big a sinner he may be or she may be, the last words are this: Bismillah wa ala millati Rasulillah. I leave you now, we leave you, we say goodbye, we bid you farewell, we shall meet on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. We say Bismillah, in the name of Allah, we accept you and leave you to your Lord. My respected friends, understand well, the speaker does not intend to deliberately harm nor to intentionally defame anyone, but what has to be said has to be said. Otherwise, not only does the speaker have a huge problem on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, in fact that problem will start in the dunya. And not will you only have a problem in this dunya, you will have a major problem in the year after if we are not going to enlighten you. But that which requires enlightenment, and again I'm going to stress, as I stressed in the beginning of the talk, this talk is meant for people who are searching for the truth. There are three types of listeners. There are those that have made up their minds already. The mannerism, the attitude, the method they develop, they adopt, speaks of a person who's so solidly welded. He is like a mountain, firm in whatever he is going to do, whatever he is going to say, whatever he believes in, whatever he understands to be right. Nothing can move him from the stance that he has adopted. Such a person is no hidayat for him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحَبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Concerning his beloved uncle when he passed away, Abu Talib, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was informed, Rasulullah was extremely desirous, more desirous than what all of us collectively could be, for the hidayat of his uncle. One uncle, he was so desirous, my uncle, say La ilaha illallah. On the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, I will intercede on your behalf. Abu Talib looked to the left and he looked to the right, and he saw the elders of the Quraysh and the seniors of the Quraysh, and he thought to himself, he said, my nephew, this I can't do. I was prepared to give you my life, but hidayat was not in his destiny. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best why Allah ta'ala did not open even an inch of the door of hidayah, that Abu Talib could just see that spark of iman and say La ilaha illallah. He couldn't do it. So that is one type of people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran Kareem, and we evidence whatever we say, again with the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the du'as of people. We quote the Quran Kareem, understand your Rabb has given a message, أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ طَبَعَ اللَّهُ أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ طَبَعَ اللَّهُ خَتَمَ اللَّهُ. I seal their hearts. I have sealed their hearts, I have placed upon their hearts, وَجَعَلْنَا عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ أَكِنَّةً أَن يَفْقَهُوهُ وَفِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرًا. I have filled their ears with wax. I have put a veil on their hearts. You can speak, you can show miracles, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You can split the moon, you can make water gush from your Mubarak fingers. You can display the miracles of speaking to animals and to stones and to trees will be obedient to you. But they will never see it. They will never ever be able to see it, because I, Allah, have sealed their hearts and I blinded them. Wala abswarim wishawa, they can't see. May Allah save us from reaching that particular point in our worldly existence. That Allah Ta'ala decides, you are not worthy. You are not worthy of getting hidayah. Allah Ta'ala will never bring us to this particular stage which I have explained, unless we are determined to reach that stage. The kuffar were determined to reach that stage. Says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran Kareem, انظر كيف ضربوا لك الأمثال فلا يستطيعون سبيلا. They attributed and they insulted and they tried their utmost to degrade and disgrace Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. An avalanche of objections were raised against him. Why does he walk in the bazaar? Why are there no angels with him? Why does he have no treasure with him? How is it that he brings the Quran Kareem in portions? Why is it not daf'at wahida, one time as the Quran Kareem? They speak, they mock. الذي بعث الله رسولا. They used to point at our beloved Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam and say, is this the person Allah Ta'ala chose him? Couldn't Allah Ta'ala found someone better? And as a result of these taunts and mockery, Allah Ta'ala says, I sealed their hearts. We now come to the second type of people. People who are firm in the righteousness. They are also rock solid. They are also cemented and pegged in their beliefs. But you can't have any guarantee that you will remain like that. Shaykh Mullah Rasulullah Rahmatullah used to say, बने हुए को बिगड़ने में कोई देर नहीं लगता, बिगड़े हुए को बनने में कोई देर नहीं लगता. A person who's on the right path, for him to slip from that sajda ways to make, which is to make on a musalla, and slip onto a place which is called a dancing floor, it takes no time. And for one was on the dancing floor, and he or she was a drug addict, to come towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it takes no time. So we learn an important lesson. No one should rest on their laurels and think, well, I am one whom Allah has chosen. So many thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people, they are my followers. Look at the amount of hits I get. Look at the amount of people following me on Twitter. And so many millions, so I am safe and sound. You couldn't be more safer and sounder, nor could I be more safer and sounder than that person who Rasulullah appointed to be a scribe of the Quran Kareem. Even as the Quran Kareem was revealed to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam would search, where is this particular scribe, where is this particular person who would put down on either leather it was, or pieces of wood, etc., the fresh ayat, fresh from the Arsh, fresh from Jibreel alayhi salam, fresh from the Mubarak lips of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, write these particular ayat that have come. You are the first human being after a Nabi that is entrusted with such a great mission, with such a great amana. He noted it down. And came a time, I'm not going to go into details, there's a lot of things to be discussed. He turned murtad. He lost his iman. Some or the other, some of the words before Rasulullah could recite it, he had a whiff of an understanding of, and he picked up some words from Jibreel alayhi salam, whichever the way maybe, he recorded before Rasulullah, said it, read it. And when Rasulullah told him, right, he said, I've already written, I am a Nabi, I get wahi. People tried to discourage him, it never helped, never assisted. His heart was sealed because of that one statement, born out of pride. He was, when he died, and he buried him, thrice the ground chopped him out, and they took him and they dumped him somewhere for the vultures to feast upon. So don't let's take our hidayah for granted. No one knows. Allah Ta'ala is very independent. If Allah Ta'ala uses us, don't be bloated with the ego. Rather, humble ourselves and do what Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said. Rasulullah said, dua Allahumma ja'alni fi ayni saghira wa fi a'yuni an-nas kabira, or kama qala. It could be the other way also. Allahumma ja'alni fi ayni an-nas kabira wa fi ayni saghira. The hadith means this dua, oh Allah, in the eyes of people, in the sight of people, elevate me. But in as far as in my own eyesight is concerned, in my own heart, in my own mind, let it be defined that I find myself to be very insignificant. What khidmat of deen have I done? Mullah bin Nuri rahmatullah alayhi, what a great saint. He goes to the Baytullah. He was an accepted banda of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had a good, excellent relationship with Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dreaming of Rasul Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam on numerous occasions. When he goes to the Baytullah, he stands up, he goes to the door of the Baytullah. He holds the Baytullah and says, Ya Ilahi, maine aapki dain ke liye kuch kaam nahi kiya. Oh my Allah, I haven't done anything for your deen. And yet he was that personality who took a book to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He got the Pakistani government to pronounce and to label the Qadianis as kafir. He is the one that insisted not only it's going to be a verbal declaration or in the constitution, every Qadiani Ahmadi's passport has to be stamped with kafir, not Muslim. One name. Look at the power of his Islam. Yet look at what he says. He wrote Ma'arif al-Sunnah. He wrote kitabs. He was a Khalifa of my family of Tariq. At the end of the day, what does he say? Oh Allah, I've done nothing for you. We come to the third type of people. We spoke about people who their minds are born. Secondly, cemented or resting on their laurels. We are engaging at any time. The third class is the one that we are speaking to today. Those type of people who are fence-sitters. There is a Jalsa that's going to take place next week Saturday in Indonesia in the Noble Islam Masjid. Just as the people who are organizing the Jalsas and the ulama who are partaking and who are going to be speakers in the Jalsa, they have got their views, they have got their opinions, and they have got their ideology and the system that what they feel is correct. So is it the right of every alim to have another opinion? No alim should feel any fear, be scared to air his views, provided it's substantiated from the Quran and the Hadith and from facts, not mere conjecture, not mere speculation, not hearsay. The facts must be in black and white. This is happening. With regards to this particular Jalsa, we are first going to acknowledge and in fact salute people where they conduct Jalsas, especially the Jalsa of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's a very Mubarak gathering, it's a gathering where the angels rush towards, it's a blessed, merciful gathering, but there is a condition. The speakers must be sahibi ahwal. There must be people who are practicing on its particular sunnahs, and even if they don't, we are all let's hear there. But at a minimum, their ideology, their mindset, their thinking must be in conformity with what the true Sunnah, the Quran Kareem ayah has explained in what Islam is all about and what the Mubarak character of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam is all about. It cannot be that the speaker is a Shia, Shias also have Jalsas. They have Boda, they have powerful Jalsas, all on the Seerah, and I can tell you the Nizams will make your eyes tear with blood. They see Nizams there, and they have the Qawwals there, and the Qawwali is rolling, and the money is pouring, and everyone is in a hal. The hal is so overwhelmed that they fall asleep for Jannah. All are sleeping and snoring. Students wake up for Fajr. So you are going to say, you're going to understand from this is, yes, it makes sense, man. You have to look at the speakers, man. Don't look at the emotional, don't look at the crowds. The Pope has much more crowds. If in the Jalsa there's 100,000 people, it's nothing. It's nothing. Millions and millions of people, when a Pope makes a mission and he gives his lectures, etc., millions, they can't, it's in big stadiums. So now we come to the speakers itself. We say without any hesitance, without any fear of being contradicted, and it is our choice to say what we want to, as long as we substantiate it, as I mentioned, with facts. The three speakers that are involved in this particular Jalsa are speakers whose ideologies are not secret. No one needs to search and hunt in the middle of the night or look for faults. As they say, don't search for people's faults. Or if by a person urinating on your car and you tell him, what are you doing? You say, check what this guy is doing. He says, you know what, don't search for my faults. I think you could be very, very upset. You will say, what the hell you mean, man? What the heck you mean, man? You can't do this here. Is the Sharia, is the Sunnah of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu any less of value than your car? When we speak about the speakers, I am going to relate to you, narrate to you the ideologies, and I'm not going to go into details. There's not much time. Simply we've got another half an hour or so. Substantiated. Yes, 100%. There are 5 such topics which were the further of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be analyzed, not in detail, maybe in a superficial way, but it's each and every one will make sense to you. When we look at all 3 speakers, they all have abandoned the sacred system of hijab. Yes, many of us, the overwhelming majority, we don't observe parda. Our women go to offices, they go to the schools, universities, etc. But deep down, we do understand, you know what, we, especially people of Iman, you have to cover your face. When 3 ulama who are termed to be senior scholars and who are internationally renowned, when they deliberately, intentionally, willfully, publicly, unremorsefully, without any regrets, shamelessly associate with women, sitting together with women, eating together with women, appearing on television together with women, intermingling with women, then you know there is something wrong there. He is speaking about the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How is it that this person, he exposes his sin in public? He comes on YouTube, he's with women. Now, let us see, we speak about evidence. Bring for us Quran Kareem. Bring us the hadith we speak about. Quran Kareem is got no less than 6 ayahs referring to the importance of hijab. وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك وإذا سألتموهن فاسألوهن من وراء حجاب. O Sahaba, when you ask Nabi, the wife of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, anything you want to know, min wara'i hijab, you don't stay in their face, you don't look at Aisha radiallahu ta'ala, you don't look at Safiya radiallahu ta'ala, you make sure you don't look at them. If that was the hukam and the instruction for those pure Sahaba souls, for those pure Ummahatul Mu'mineen, who are you, Mawlana, to say, you know what, the heart must be clean, that is enough. Let's go to the hadith of Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Al-Urwat an Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha qalat, Yarhamullahu nisa al-muhajirat al-awwal lamma anzal Allah wal yadribna bi khumurihinna ala juyubihin shaqaqna murutahunna fakhtamarna biha. Translated. Urwa radiyallahu ta'ala narrates from Hazrat Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala. May Allah have mercy on the foremost women of the Muhajirin, the women of the Muhajirin, those wonderful daughters of Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wasallam, those sisters of ours whom we haven't seen. They left everything in Makkah Mukarramah. They left their children in Makkah Mukarramah. They left their family in Makkah Mukarramah. They sacrificed for Islam. They made hijrah to Medina Munawwara. As Aisha radiallahu ta'ala said, may Allah have mercy upon them. Why? When Allah Ta'ala revealed the verse, let them draw the clothes over their bodies. They cut the sheets and bathe themselves. When Allah Ta'ala recited this particular ayah, what is the ayah that Allah Ta'ala, the portion of the ayah? وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُورِهِنَّ عَلَىٰ جُيُوبِهِنَّ. Today we find these ulama intermingling with the women in sports stadiums. We see them promoting it and encouraging people. There is nothing, as if there's nothing wrong. It's a part of the Seerah. What Seerah is that Seerah? That you cut the foundation of one of the most important principles in the Muslim's life and the Muslim's life, and that is the principle of hijab. You laugh with him, you talk with him on your radio stations, you flirt with him, then you are saying we have a Seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You have forgotten Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You have forgotten perhaps the ta'aleem of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My respected friends, understand the question where of hijab. It's not a minor thing. It's not a, sunnah. It's just a sunnah if you want to. So what's the problem? Our Nabi loved us. And he gave us specific instructions to maintain our sanity, maintain our morals, maintain our haya, maintain and sustain our family units. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in one hadith, I have not left amongst the people after me a fitna more harmful upon men than women. I don't say so, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And you will have to acknowledge that one woman is so powerful. If your husband gets involved with one woman, has an affair with him, you'll understand what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, that I have not left a greater fitna upon the men. Your whole house is gone. Your izzat is gone. Your father won't know where to put her face. Your children won't know where to go, what to do. One woman is sufficient. Allah Ta'ala's Nabi was protecting the entire ummah. When he says, I have not leave anything fitna, here means a trial. A trial, a test. Do you know how shaitan operates? It comes in one hadith of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam, says, women when they leave their homes, Shaitan fires. She is an arrow amongst the arrows of Shaitan. That means when you're going to look at her, that woman is going to be an arrow for you. That arrow can strike you, if not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, you don't know when. That you may feel it's an innocent conversation, an innocent relationship, and the next thing, I can't help my feelings. What can I do? I'm sorry. And packing my bags. Then you will understand, we will understand the words of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We go to a third hadith. Nabi Karim Sallallahu after getting married to Hazrat Safiya radiallahu ta'ala anha, the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stayed with Hazrat Safiya radiallahu ta'ala anha with way back from Khaybar for 3 days when he married her. When she was thereafter staying with her for 3 days, what happened? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ثم كانت في من ضرب عليها الحجاب. Hijab. Again and again it's the word hijab. Quran Sharif says hijab, you were right hijab. The hadith speaks about alayha al-hijab. She went into hijab. Today you want to have it Seerah Jalsa, but oh speaker, may Allah have raham upon you. May Allah have raham upon the listeners. What is going to happen to you on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah? When Allah's Rasul is going to ask you, you had a Seerah Jalsa, but what was your action? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu lima taquluna ma la taf'alun. Wasn't there an exterior and ulterior motive for you having a Seerah Jalsa? Was it perhaps that your nafs told you can push your agenda for gender equality, etc., for the destruction of the hijab system? One issue, the hijab. Everyone has to agree. You can't say it's not happening. It's there. All the photos are all over. It is there. They sit with women, they talk with women, they go to conventions with women, they eat with women. They are fully, without any hesitance, restrictions, they have broken down the system of hijab. What can that person who gives you a bayan on the love of Rasulullah say when he doesn't have the love for Allah's Rasul's commands and Allah's commands? Let's go further. The same three speakers, and there are others aligned to them, they have this huge issue of presenting the deen in many aspects as a means of entertainment. You will find him with the World Cup, you will find him with the sportsmen, you will find him with YouTubes in a big, major manner. It is as if that is the ultimate way of making tabligh and ta'aleem, where they indulge in photography. May Allah bless the Mubarak Khabar of Mufti Mahmud Rahmatullah. A person came to me and said, Hazrat, listen here, what's the problem with taking photos? There's nothing. We are not taking photos of idols. Mufti Mahmud Rahmatullah mentioned, where is it written that only photos of idols? When Nabi Sallallahu entered his home, he saw an image, and Nabi Sallallahu gave instruction, clear the image was like an idol. He says, well, okay, that was man-made. A photograph is not man-made. Mufti Mahmud Rahmatullah was known as Faqihul Ummah. Faqihul Ummah. You must know what is Faqihul Ummah. The person who has the knowledge of jurisprudence of what will the Ummah require. Very, whether it's mashallah, small, brief smile. He said, by the way, what do you think? When you take a photograph, there's no human beings involved. No one clicks the camera. No one takes a cell phone. What are you speaking about? So, the person is quiet, he's got no answer. Imagine life if it was that you can take photos wherever you want to. In the masjid, everyone is taking photos, everyone is hanging photos wherever they want to. They say, no, it's digital. This is my great Dadabaji, it's a digital photo. We've got the whole family there, from whoever he was right now. Islam is strictly forbidden photography. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is mentioned very clearly, Inna ashadda an-nasi adabun inna Allah yawm al-qiyamah al-musawwirun. The Prophet's words, verily, the people on the day of Qiyamah who are going to get the worst of punishment are those who indulge in photography. My respected friends, it's a fact, all of them are, with YouTube. We carry on further. Number 3. What is the third point? It is this great crime of the internet and interfaith movement. All of them are involved. They say the interfaith movement, it's only there to assist one another with social aspects and all, we have to coexist. And here we have to bring a very, very sad episode to your notice. And we say to the greatest of reluctance, we are not what we can call, as we had said, their intention is not to nail anyone, but they many attempts half the information is given, the other half is concealed. It is called selective quotation, selective citing of the hadith. They would speak about how Rasulullah had great love and how Rasulullah visited the Yahud, and look at the delegation came, the Christian delegation came, and Rasulullah entertained them in the masjid. I can assure you 60% of the story is not told. Yes, the delegation came, but they came upon the invitation of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And when they came for one entire day, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't want to speak to them. Look at the anger Rasulullah made against them. I don't want to speak to them. After a day of trying to make conversation with Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they were unsuccessful. What is the interfaith movement? It is they go, they hug the priest, they congratulate, they shake hands, they smile with one another. Look at Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's attitude, Mubarak attitude to these people. They know what to do. They consulted with Hazrat Uthman and Hazrat Abdul Rahman bin Auf. What must we do? They knew these two Sahaba. He said, see here. In the end, one of the Sahaba said, see here. You came to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with golden rings and flowing robes. You came with an attitude of proud people. Change your clothing. They all had to, they haven't met Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was setting the terms. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was dictating the situation. They were not going to impose on Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Only after the change and came with the traveling clothing and simple clothing, they wanted to impress Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allah, Rasulullah was mashallah, too great for the tricks. And Rasulullah saw him. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used the words. When you came, Shaitan was accompanying you. Yeah, Rasulullah tells you. Shaitan was accompanying you. We go in for the police and all, we don't even think it's a Shaitan here. We don't even understand it's a Shaitan here with this guy in here. لَبِئْسَ الْمَوْلَى وَلَبِئْسَ الْعَشِيرِ. Very bad companion Shaitan is, very bad advice. We don't even think this guy has got a major Shaitan. We think that he is a kafir, he is a disbeliever. How can I be comfortable with him? How can I just trust him? And when you ask yourself, in here we have a very, very major thinking point. What did the interfaith movement ever do for the Muslims who are oppressed in Palestine, Jews, Kashmir, the Buddhists? You look at Syria, Iraq, etc., the Americans, the British, the French, Christians. There be one statement, joint statement that the interfaith religious leaders have taken out condemning their co-religionists. Don't say, well, they don't do politics. We are not naive. Take this out of your mind. We tell these type of people, take it out of your mind that you can, there was a famous saying somewhere, somebody said, and we learn from it, even if it's a non-Muslim, you can learn from a non-Muslim also things, you can learn from an animal also. There's a very, very interesting saying, you can lie to some of the people some of the time, you can't lie to all the people all the time. You can't. We all know Israel is a Jewish country. They want to take Baitul Maqdis over in the name of religion. You are a rabbi here. You are representing the Jewish religion. You are representing the Jewish script. You are representing Israel. You can't condemn them. You say, no, we only speak about the political part, the social part, uplifting the misery of humankind. Then don't call it the interfaith movement. Call it the humanity movement. Don't use the word faith. You are misleading people. So this is one important issue also which we realize. And coming back to the interfaith movement, mind you, the hadith of Nabi Karim, the Quran Karim is start off. Allah Ta'ala says very clearly, pronounces it openly for mankind to understand to the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. لَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الْمَسِيحُ ابْنُ مَرْيَمَ. Those people who adopt Masih Isa Islam. Allah Ta'ala says, Those people who say Jesus is the Son of God, they are kafir, finish and clear, end of the story, no shortcut. Bluntly told, clearly said, they are disbelievers, they have got no portion in the Akhirah. Another ayah, لَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ ثَالِثُ ثَلَاثَةٍ وَمَا مِنْ إِلَٰهٍ إِلَّا إِلَٰهٌ وَاحِدٌ لَئِن لَّمْ يَنْتَهُوا عَمَّا يَقُولُونَ لَيَمَسَّنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. The people who believe in a Trinity concept of Trinity, the churches, the cross, Trinity. God is the Son, and the Son is the God, and the Father and the Mother. They don't know whether they're going. Allah Ta'ala says, وَمَا مِنْ إِلَٰهٍ إِلَّا إِلَٰهُ وَاحِدٌ. There's only one Allah. If they are not going to stop this Trinity business, a punishment, a painful punishment is going to befall them. When you meet these people, or speakers, or people, when you go to church, etc., don't you think, Allah hates the cross. Allah hates the cross to such an extent that Rasul Pak sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لا تقوم الساعة حتى ينزل فيكم ابن مريم حكما مقسطا فيكسر الصليب. Rasulullah said, Qiyamah will not be established until the son of Maryam, Isa al-Islam, descends amongst you as a just ruler. Isa al-Islam is going to come down. So Iman, absolute Iman, there is no doubt about it. It is in Sahih Bukhari, this particular hadith. It is in Bukhari Sharif. He's going to come down. What does Rasulullah say? What is going to do? Hatta. He's going to do what? فَيَكْسِرُ الصَّلِيبِ. He's going to break that cross. He's going to rip it apart. He will demolish that cross. Today you stand under the cross and you find you can justify it. You are in the church even at the time of lockdown. The evidence is there. It is in black and white. You will find it in the Ummati books. When they closed down all the masajid, they went to the church in Cape. They met the minister, female minister there. There in the church where the cross is, Trinity is there. And they're shaking hands with the Muslim, with the non-Muslim minister female. Here what did they tell us? We have to be responsible citizens. Don't shake hands. People were bumping their elbows, and people were kneeing one another, and people were ankling one another. And what will these people do? It's the same three people that are there. They were supportive, they are supportive of what had happened there. And I'm going to say something. This issue of, there was no real lockdown, there was nothing like that, and all this sport and all this all nonsense. We never ever called for a lockdown. Nothing else than, may I dare say, what I would dare say, a lie. Evidence. You want evidence? You're right. You as a Muslim has got a right to ask them. Don't look at the names of who's speaking and say, hey, this guy here, wait man. Hey, he's busy, he talks to women freely, man. Then he speaks about the taqwa and the love of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Man, they cry, man. Oh Allah, Akbar, I make you listen to a clip of two, man. Really? Don't let it be that you go in the Jalsa as a lover of Nabi Karim Salam and you come back and your iman is corrupted. You don't know whether you're going or coming. In iol.co.za, March the 22nd, the person who has written this article, Nathan Craig, Durban. The Council of Muslim Theologians said mosques remaining open to the general public would be a catastrophic blow to the fight to contain the spread of coronavirus. We cannot allow the places of worship to become the epicenters of the spread of the epidemic. The Executive Committee of Saudi Arabia said in a statement released on Sunday afternoon, and that's when they called for the mosques to be closed to the public. Black and white, source given to you. Today, they try and wriggle out of it. Well, all the evidence that were on their website, they have scrubbed, rubbed, tried to delete it, because the public couldn't accept and tolerate this one part that you close the house of Allah before lockdown was announced. Before lockdown was allowed. And we say there was a Shari basis. But we closed it down. There was no Shari basis at that time. Yes, there is no Shari basis now. So we've handled, or we have mentioned 3 or 4 issues here. I think I must leave this club. There is still a lot to go through. We'll carry on Sunday, and Allah Ta'ala wills, we'll carry on next Friday. But I must play the clip, which will open your eyes. Hey, wait, you know what are we hearing here?
The good in the Ummah. Don't condemn our youth in the universities. Then others will take them away. Go.
Read again from scratch.
Go and see the good in the Ummah. Don't condemn our youth in the universities. Then others will take them away. Go rescue our youth. It's our sons. It's our daughters. We want Muslim females to become doctors. If we could just shut them, who will pick this Ummah?
Anyway.
Maghrib, Isha and Muhammad.
Yeah, play that one also. Quickly, this brother.
Some people now think there are 6 salahs. Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha and Muhammad.
Subhanallah. Brothers, you know what? I think we have read enough. We must be getting ahead if you know. This chap here is a speaker there. He's going to speak on the Seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You say, no, some people think there are 6 salah. Fajr, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, Muhammad. The crowd was dumbfounded. He's not going to play the whole thing. They looked at him. He said, oh, I think you guys don't get it. Maybe you're not in football. Yeah, it's a 6 salah. Is it Muhammad salah? Please, brothers, be very careful. You don't need more, but I can assure you, I've not even spoken 30% of that which is supposed to be spoken about. Look after your iman. Guard your iman. If the person can cry and sob and you are even getting touched by his emotional and his passion, pick up the ummah, send the daughters to become doctors there in the university. Do you know what what happens in the university? Go see the amount of zina that is committed in a university. Go see the amount of trauma our sisters are exposed to by people whistling at them and passing shameless remarks and commenting on them. Did Rasulullah ever suggest anyone in 1400 years that the solution to pick up the ummah is to send a daughter to the university to become a doctor? The doctor is going to pick up the ummah. Come on, please, let's get here. We say it with humility, may Allah Ta'ala make it. We make dua for these people. First, we make dua for ourselves. Ya Allah, these are the times of trials. These are the times when Iman is in danger. These are the times when the Seerah is being utilized to promote very subtly a ideology which is Western-based values. On Western-based, there shouldn't be hijab. Sports and entertainment should be there. We can YouTube and we can do whatever we want to. There shouldn't be restrictions as far as the Sharia is concerned. And then we call for the ladies to come out on the roads. May Allah grant us tawfiq. I see there's only 3 minutes left. As I mentioned, inshallah, we will continue with the subject. It's an important subject. We want everyone to think and reflect that when I go for the Seerah Jalsa, who are the speakers? What are they standing for? Are they really true lovers of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? It must not happen. They cloak themselves with the love of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The munafiqeen were experts. They would come to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Nashhadu innaka la Rasulullah. We profess. We bear witness. You are the Rasul of Allah. Behind the back of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they would build masajid, Masjid al-Dirar. Behind the back of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they would la yukhrijanna al-azzu minha al-adal. They would make statements, we're going to take out the people, the Sahaba from Medina Munawwara. Behind the back of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they hated the teachings of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Looks shouldn't impress you. Numbers should never impress us. The only thing that must impress us, the only thing that will help us is one word, the truth. The truth. Quran is haq. وَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ The haq, where is the haq? I'm not worried it's my son, my father, my mother. I'm not worried who it is. Give me my friend, it give me my companion. I want to see where is the haq with the Quran in the hadith. In al-hamna wa al-fadr of Allah Ta'ala, ayat has been recited to you. Quranic Kareem has been recited to you. Some evidence has been forwarded to you. Voice clips have been. You can't play with the word salah. The salah is amongst the shi'ar of Islam. It's amongst the signs of Islam. It is amongst the pillars of Islam. Rasulullah said there are 5 pillars of Islam. You come and you make a joke to speak about the 6th pillar. Why you are addicted to sport. And you say, the great work of Allah is taken from me. People are looking at my toes and they're commenting on my toes and they are commenting on my breathing. You can bluff some of the people, some of the time. You can't bluff all the people, all the time. Wa akhiru da'wana, anil hamdulillah.